After months of non-stop do-or-die performances, The Voice's final 4 contestants of Season 12 were ready to leave it all on the stage. All are worthy competitors, to be sure, but only one can be named The Voice when The Voice results are unveiled this evening on NBC. Who'll it be? Let's break down last night. Aaliyah performed 2 solo performances and a duet with Blake Shelton. Her first performance was with an original song of her own. It was titled, Never Be Lonely. The thing that made this a good idea was that Aaliyah's place on the show has been thrown into question several times this season. The song was alright, and it perfectly showcased her talent, but it sounded pretty generic. I like my winners to have something different to offer, but Aaliyah seems like she's not ready to change her sound. Aaliyah's second solo performance was signed, sealed, delivered by Stevie Wonder. Much like her first performance, it felt like it had been performed before. There was nothing to really set it apart from the others. The vocals were good, but it was a boring performance, one that will likely see Aaliyah exiting the show in 4th place. Aaliyah's duet with Blake was just all over the place. They sang to Dancing in the Street, and it was mediocre at best. At this stage of the competition, the acts should be owning that stage, but Aaliyah has just given us more of the same. Jesse went with Taking It to the Streets by the Doobie Brothers. Unlike Aaliyah, Jesse owned the song and made some subtle changes to make it his own. The performance was fun to watch and listen to. Jesse's second performance found him debuting Chris Stapleton's new song Woman. Yes, this gave him an unfair edge, but it was still a solid performance. When it came to performing a duet with Adam Levine, both men sang Let's Go Crazy by Prince. As far as duets go, it was alright. The duets are never really good on this show, but this was decent. I could definitely see Jesse in the final 2. Time will tell. Lauren went with The Dance by Garth Brooks. It was a bit all over the place. Lauren is usually a reliable performer, but this one was anything but reliable. It was almost as though her confidence had disappeared, and that's not a good thing. Her second number was Deja Vu. It was a spectacular song, one that negated her horrible previous performance. She owned it. She then performed There's a Tear in My Beer by Hank Williams. It was one of the better duets on the evening, but Lauren never got a lot of time on the microphone. Lauren should make it to the final 2. Chris went with an original song, Money on You. This performance should have been so much more. It was peppered with portions that made me think this was not the right song for him. The vocals were alright, but the overall performance was not great. His second solo of the night was Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson. This was a solid performance when benchmarked next to the other solo. Maybe Chris should stick to non-original songs. His duet with Alicia was to Diamonds and Pearls by Prince. Let's just say Alicia should be winning The Voice. Chris could not match up to her vocals. It was obvious who was the pro and who was not. Chris might miss out on a spot in the final 2.